My beautiful Aqua gang, what to do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 7770, today with a general message for my beautiful Aquarian soul family. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. Holy angels and spirit guys, please come through. Give us exactly what it is that we need to know. The energy showing up for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. The messages are general, guys, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force anything to fit. Cross watchers, you're also welcome here, okay? So just place yourself where you belong in the storylines. If we happen to be dealing with an Aquarius, somebody is in love. Shaky. This one is shaky, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you, okay? I'm really interested to know, number one, how many of you will resonate with this? And number two, how many of you are still down for this? This is somebody who's leveling up on that ass, okay? But time is the real thing right now. I feel like you both have a different outlook on the essence and the meaning and the value of time. But before we get into that, click the like button, guys. Okay? Click that subscribe button. Make it official. Okay? Become a part of the team. Join the gang. And shoot me a little comment down below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're in the building. A little hey girl, hey something. A little heart, something. Show me a little love down there in the comments. Okay. So let's start with the very first card out, okay? We have patience, right? I do feel like this is a good indicator of time being the issue of this connection, the obstacle, okay? Now, they want me to focus on this person's point of view because there may have been some very confusing aspects or characteristics of this person's character, or maybe you were judging this person's character. It's not that you were judging them incorrectly, but I feel like you were a little bit confused, right? In terms of why, right? Like why they did certain things, why they operated in certain ways. And the certain way that I'm speaking of has a lot to do with immaturity, not growing the fuck up, okay? Treating this like a game or treating this like an option or attempting to treat you like an option. I see this person being a problem. Yeah, I ain't even gonna hold you, okay? This is the past energy. This is the overall arching theme of the reading. And this is why I had that indication that time is of the essence is the phrase that they're using. But I feel like this person didn't really take that serious. They didn't take that into account. I think that they didn't even really think about it. Okay, it wasn't even a second thought to this person that time would run out, or that time could run out, or that someone would get tired. Okay, or someone would be at a point where they've had enough, where the patience has run out. Essentially, I feel like that is what has happened. But we do have this person turning back around, okay? I feel like this is someone who is seeing things very clearly now. It's your actions that are giving them privy to the clarity of stuff that you possibly were already saying to this person. This patience card is signified by the number 14, which breaks down to a 5. So 5 is about change, like definite change, a transition. And it can sometimes exemplify like an unwanted change. So I get this person leveling up, but I don't get them necessarily wanting to have to do that. This is somebody who is forcing themselves to do the work finally because they don't want to lose you. Now, they did use that phrasing, I don't want to lose them. So in their mind, they haven't lost out already. That could, of course, be different from your perspective, but we're going to focus on this person essentially. Now, the reason why I say this person is a problem is because of this Queen of Wands, okay? Queen of Fire in the reverse. Gender doesn't matter. This is somebody who attracts a lot of attention, or they like a lot of attention. They could be a drama queen. This is somebody who wanted to really be young for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to act young is what I should say. So no matter how old this person is, I feel like they were really sucking the life out of that energy of young and forever young, right? Young and wild and free, while still wanting to have you. Okay, I do get that in this person's mind, you were the constant, okay? You were the regulator, okay? So you regulated their energy. You did bring them back to life. There's some grounding energy that I feel like they would have received from you. And also aspects of a relationship that they wanted eventually. They just did not deem that they would have to start working towards these changes so soon, but they are doing it, right? The only thing that gives me pause with that is oftentimes when people start changing because of another person, the change is remaining is kind of up in the air because they didn't do it for themselves. Okay. So this person either feels like time has run out or your patience has run thin. I do get them kind of being annoyed. All right. I do see a little bit of annoyance that's within this energy right here. This is at the beginning of this transitional period. You could be the one that started to level up on this person. Okay. Started to outgrow them, started to do bigger things, started to pivot in another direction. And this was the wake up call that was necessary for them to start looking at themselves. Because I feel like when you were in this with this person and being, you know, understanding, being patient, compromising, they didn't receive it well. I feel like the way that you were intending for this person to receive it, like, I'm supporting you, I'm down for you, yeah, but like something has to change. I feel like you have to do something drastic, which signifies that number 5, right? Like a drastic change. So I feel like you have to change something drastic, either about your behavior, your actions, or what you would and would not accept. There is this energy of you showing up in the center of this person's energy. Okay. Queen of Swords, along with the 6 of Swords in the reverse. So this is somebody who has fought this change for a very long time. I would like to know how long you've dealt with this person. Because that will also be an indicator that they are annoyed, because it's like all this time these are not requirements that you have for me before. These are their words, not mine. These are not standards that you set out or boundaries that you set out there before. Okay. So we do have boundaries here. This is someone who is possibly sick and tired, right? Like they're fucking sick of these quote unquote boundaries, because it does place a boundary between the two of you. There's also something about you leveling up some way in life, guys. There's something here, okay? So this could be energetically, this could be spiritually, this could be physically, this could be emotionally, this can be financially, right? There's an upgrade. There's a slight pivot. This is sticking out to this person very much so, because in their mind, right, this is their thoughts. In their mind, you leveling up in the slightest bit does place other competition on the field for them. It's not that they wanted you to remain the same or to be lesser than. I just feel like it opened their eyes, like, oh, she's on some other shit, right? Like he's on some other shit. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're accepting this job, or you're losing weight, or you're doing this. There's something that you did that kind of leveled up on their ass. It's a very slight. It's kind of slight, right? It's nothing too much. It's light work. However, it was the aha moment. Okay. I'm hearing like eye opening. This is when they started to pay attention to what was really going on here, right? Everybody's giving them attention. They have people who would do this and this and that for them, or they deem themselves to be this very attractive person. Everyone is giving them this attention and not really requiring much of them in their life. I feel like their friends, their family, they're around a lot of enablers, like yes men, yes women. Okay. Everybody except you, Queen of Wands in the reverse. You're very much so not impressed anymore. So this person may have had your full and undivided attention in the beginning. There's sort of this regret at not noticing the changes in your behavior sooner. So I feel like this person wasn't reading the room. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you would have shown signs that you were kind of dwindling off. Your feelings were kind of easing off, that you were no longer impressed with what they were offering. You were no longer patient. Your patience was running thin. Okay. They was skating on thin ice. I feel like they just kind of bounced right over that. That could have a lot to do with, some levels of self-absorption is what I'm hearing, right? So just being too involved in themselves, or you just being patient so much so, depending on how long this person has been able to kind of operate in the same energy, this immaturity level has been able to operate in your life. I feel like they just kind of felt like it would remain that way. Yeah, I see this person feeling like their words are enough. Their words have been enough in the past. Okay, you can disagree. You can agree to disagree with that, but that's how they're kind of saying it. Like, they would say it. They would say things that they were going to change. They would say things that they were going to do to level up. They would talk about new business ventures. They would talk about showing up more. They would talk about, calling more, being more supportive. They would talk about taking you out more, taking you on more dates, initiating more. They would talk about, the future and you know, they may have even had some get rich quick schemes, you know, what they're gonna work on, and, you know, like pipe dreams, like, okay. And I feel like they would just talk about it, and that was good enough. This is their words, not mine. But it was only good enough for a certain amount of time. I feel like their words are not hitting the same. I feel like the emotions are not hitting the same. I feel like the physical attraction is not hitting the same. None of this shit is hitting the same. So they're not really able to hold your attention, or they're not able to contact you or get access as much as they were able to in the past. There's something about your energy that's making them feel like you're not feeling them as much anymore, okay? You're not really going for the bullshit as much as you were before. You're not really listening to what they have to say because there's never been any action behind their words in the past. So you can't put much trust or faith in that any longer. And you may even be, you may have been becoming a little bit more short with this person. Okay. I see them being on the fence about wanting to make certain changes. Kind of thinking, well, you know, fuck it. If Aquarius doesn't want to get down, then I'm going to move on. But I feel like they quickly come to their senses in terms of replacing you. Okay, Queen of Swords she's not a bitch, right? Like, she's not an asshole. He's not an asshole. Gender doesn't matter. This is just like straight shooter, pow, pow. This is really telling this person about themselves. I feel like this is something that they feel changed. This is where the changes came in. The Six of Swords in the reverse is a signifier that this person began to hear things from you, or communications from you that signified that you see them. You can see right through them. You see right through their words. It's like you're just a bunch of talk. There has never been any action. You tell me we're going to go on a yacht, bitch. The yacht never fucking moved. It stayed docked. Okay. The anchor stayed down. You never moved. Right. So I'm on to you. I see you. I know what the fuck you're doing. And let me tell you something. You're not going to be able to do that for much longer. In fact, I'm done for some of you. Okay. That could have been the end of it. I do get you communicating to this person when the end was near. Or if this is something that is predictive of the future, I do see you communicating to this person very straightforward. Queen of Swords, when the end is near, when you're just about fed up, you're not sugarcoating shit. You're not smiling. It ain't no laughs. It ain't no ha ha kiki laugh laugh, bitch. I'm tired of you. Okay. I'm tired of this shit. I'm ready to level. I'm leveling up, and I'm not about to stay down over a bitch who doesn't want to level up, over a dude who doesn't want to level up. That would just hold me back. So I feel like just your whole perspective on life started to change. There has been a change in perspective, whereas in the past, that is why this person would have had access to you to begin with. Okay, let's call a thing, guys, right? The kings, the queens. There's a hierarchy here, okay? Start with the pages, we go to the knights, then we go to the kings, the queens, and then the emperor and the empress is the top, okay? I feel like it was cool. It was all good in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It was all good. It was all good. Everything was all good. It was fun. Queen of Wands, King of Wands is very fun. It's a passionate beginning. It's not too deep. It doesn't require much work. And it doesn't require much thinking power. It doesn't require much footwork. And just depending on where you were in your journey in your life at that time, this sufficed. But at some point in time, you needed more. You started to do more. And the partnership that you would align with needed to be more than this. Okay, so this is why what was funny to you before was no longer funny. What was sexy to you before was no longer sexy. What was okay before is not quite hitting the mark. It's not quite hitting. So I do see this person being quite annoyed about that, you guys. Okay, so we have gift. Yeah, I see them being a little bit annoyed because in their mind, you guys had a good thing going. You see what I'm saying? Things didn't have to change. It only changed because you started to change. If you love me, you will accept me how I am. You will accept me how I am. That's what I'm hearing. This is the denial phase. That was the denial phase. I feel as though this gift card being right over the Queen of Swords and the Six of Swords in the reverse is a gift that you're giving to yourself and this other person, because being another enabler in their life would not be beneficial for them or you. So whether you decided to still fuck with this person or not, I do see them leveling up. I have to say that. I have to say that. I do see them doing the work. I see them leveling up. I see them respecting your boundaries, and I see them seeing things very clearly. I have to be a fucking emperor or an empress in order to continue to have the same level of relationship that I had with Aquarius before. Otherwise, they're going to leave me behind. Otherwise, you know, I'll probably never see them again, right? This is a wake-up call. They can also feel in your slight changes, in your slight evolution, the kind of people that you actually deserve, right? That you would deserve. Okay. The Emperor. So for a great majority of you, it was fun, right? In the beginning, when things were just kind of lighthearted, when you started to desire more, okay? Desire more from this connection, desire more substance. I feel like that's when your boundaries became very prevalent to this person, and they did try to push back on that, okay? Initially, I don't think that you said anything about it, but then it did come to a head, okay? To so much so to where you were kind to this person, but it was sort of like, maybe we're just not equally yoked. I feel like that hurts worse than you just cursing them out, is what they're saying. Letting them off easy. They felt like you pitied them or something. With the Six of Cups here crossing the Seven of Wands, I do feel like this person wishes that they would have not only expected these changes, right? Because I feel like you spoke about it before. They kind of called your bluff on the changes that you were going to make, okay? The ways in which you were going to mature, okay? We have mature woman at the bottom of the deck. That was actually in the reverse. So that speaks volumes to me, okay? They're saying it's more crossing. Maybe you dated this person since you were young, right? Early 20s, teenage years. Maybe this is the teenage high school sweetheart, something to that effect. That's not for all of you. Don't force it. It's like you started maturing faster than this person, and you did have grace. You gave them grace. You did. You didn't level up. You didn't like shit on them immediately. It was sort of like, okay, I'm going to be patient with you. But that can only go but so far, right? Like, this is extremely time sensitive, because staying behind okay, look, mature man in the reverse. You can't make this up, right? Staying behind to be with someone who is refusing to mature would have kept you in a perpetual cycle of not really actualizing your own goals or your own potential, unfortunately, right? Because of who you're choosing to be with. You are who you hang with type of thing. I don't know if you've blocked this person, but they feel like their messages are not getting through to you, or like the same way that they would communicate with you before is not actually working. They are a little bit nervous. I have to be honest with that, okay? Because this is somebody who definitely kind of viewed you as their person, as the person that they would be with eventually, but they just didn't see themselves having to level up so quickly in order to have you. They feel like you're rushing this. So this is the type of person who will want to go with the flow forever and ever and ever, like be in the talking phase forever and ever and ever. Like, they just will remain in those lower levels of a relationship in order to still operate as their immature self. I feel like this is somebody who peaked possibly when they were younger. Okay, so they still act like a teenager, or they still desire to have some of the same ways that they did when they were the most popular girl, guy in high school, right? If you didn't go to high school with this person, then this is something that you would not know. But that is the case, right? So this could be somebody who doesn't dress their age. They don't really act their age. The things that they're doing is not age appropriate necessarily. Okay, it goes deeper than somebody just feeding their inner child. They are a child, right? Like, that's how they're coming off. And I feel like initially you viewed it as, this is a free spirit. This is somebody who's fun. This is somebody who, you know, is possibly a little bit different than me. Maybe they can get me out of my shell. But then you started to recognize very quickly that it's way deeper than that, right? It's not just somebody who is able to have fun and let loose and is a free spirit. This is somebody who has not emotionally developed, okay? They have not matured to a certain level. It's their way of life. It's their lifestyle. It's not just a one-off situation. So it may have been really hard to have deeper, more in-depth conversations with this person because of their lack of maturity, because of their inability to see themselves as an adult, okay? They do like the benefits of being an adult, but they don't actually like the idea of aging. So they act very young for their age, okay? So much so to where it does sabotage relationships with people who are a little bit more serious, a little bit more reserved about life in general. It's like, we can have fun, but can we just, for once, have a serious conversation, bitch? Everything is not a motherfucking joke. So let's see here. I feel like they're taking you very serious right now. They're taking everything very serious. So yeah, because you've closed them out. Okay. There is a frustration on their end, because instead of them viewing their behavior or their lifestyle as immature, they kind of view it as a part of who they are. So they are frustrated to have to change, okay? They don't want to necessarily change. Again, it's giving the energy of somebody who may have peaked at a certain age, right? Like, that's when they felt like they were the flyest. That's when they felt like they were that dude. I was that bitch. Like, I am her. I am him, right? It's a specific age, and that age range is very young, and it doesn't align with where you're trying to go, and it doesn't align with a union or a partnership, okay? So none of this was done purposefully, but I feel like you were very confused. It's just like, I know I'm sitting in front of a man, but you act like a little ass boy. Like, I know I'm sitting in front of a woman, a full grown woman. I see you. Body like cacao. But you acting like a little ass girl. So this lockbox may also be the frustration of you as well, right? There's frustration here overall. This is a tough compromise, because you can't force somebody to change, right? So you can only change yourself. And if you found that you fell in love with this person, there are parts of this person that you actually enjoy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you wish that you could remove some of the parts that don't actually work or align with where you're trying to go, and keep the parts that actually made this work, actually brought this together, actually felt good. So there's frustration on both ends, right? I have to be fair in that, and I'm not saying that you're wrong or they are wrong. It's just somebody has to budge here. And I don't necessarily feel like it should be you. It shouldn't be them either. Again, that's where we get into a little bit of a sticky zone, because this person is going to do the work, but I'm hoping that they're doing it for themselves, because you can't put up, if this is who you really are at heart, okay, then how long are the changes going to last? You see what I'm saying? I feel like it's tough for this person to let go. We have threatened. Okay. Yeah. And you know what it is? They've convinced themselves that this is who they are and this is how people should accept them. And then they fell in love and it doesn't work. Okay. The two of you were growing apart almost immediately. You tried to take the good with the bad. You did. You tried to make it work. You tried to just accept the good things and ignore the bad things and just say, well, no relationship is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we can compromise somewhere here. I feel as though this person doesn't want to release who they think they are, right? Like who they've known themselves to become. They're stuck in their ways. They don't desire to change these ways because they haven't really felt empowered prior to this cycle that they got stuck in, right? They peaked at a certain age and it was very young. This is where they felt their best. And now that is the cycle that they have been stuck in. Now, like I said, I see them evolving. I do, you guys. I'm viewing this Emperor card as you. You are the goal, right? You're the goalpost. You are, that is who they are focused on. They are focused on you. You're at the top, right? You're at the top of the mountain peak. So they're going to do the necessary steps, or they're at least going to try with the Eight of Pentacles. That is putting in work. That's putting in effort. That's trying to make the actual changes. I just don't know how successful it's going to be. We have obsession here, right? So this is somebody who is going to become a bit obsessive in terms of this relationship. I do get them being conflicted though, right? Because it's like, I loved myself the way that I was. Why can't Aquarius just accept me how I was, right? Being in denial or not wanting to face the truth about their level of immaturity. It's just not realistic. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to grow the fuck up, bro. You know, you have to grow up at some point in time. Let's see here. Okay. After you, I will never be the same. Wow, I feel like that has come out recently. I'm truly remorseful. Yeah. So this is somebody who really feels sad. They are sad about this, guys. Okay. They're both sad, annoyed, frustrated, regretful, all of the things. I see them ultimately wanting to make the change that's going to enable the two of you to reconcile, however. Okay. So they're going to want to choose this relationship over their own selfish desires. Okay. But you love me, right? See, this is that bullshit, but that's in the past, right? I feel like this is this person's point of view. This is also why they potentially were not changing immediately, because in their mind, it's like, you shouldn't have to change for somebody that you love. This is not about you changing who you are at your core. This is about maturing. This is about evolving. This is about growing. This is about leveling up, right? You cannot stay the same forever. Like, that is just not realistic. Otherwise, you will never grow. You know, you will be stagnant in life. That's just not the reality of how things go. So let's pull one more here. But you love me, right? So that is the question. Are you in love with this person? Because I feel like the gag for some of you, if you are done with this, right? If you have leveled up so much so to where now this person is not even attractive to you anymore, right? Like, maybe you outgrew them, maybe you don't see them like that anymore, then these changes, if they did it for you, will be for naught. That's what I'm saying. I hope that they're doing this for themselves. It will be beneficial whether you decide to be with them or not, to just do this for themselves so that they can level up in life in general. Like, I feel like their finances are struggling. They are struggling in all areas of their life because they're trying to hold on to this idea of who they were, right? Like when they were that person. Yeah. So we have the Six of Wands here at the center. So I do see this person wanting to actually work things out. They want this to be successful. Okay. They want you to be proud of them. I do see them actually really caring about what you think. They may be a little bit embarrassed about how they went about things, especially for those of you whose person went all in on this Eight of Pentacles and actually started to like go to therapy, like, you know, really dig into themselves, why they are the way that they are, why they let this happen in the first place. Right. I feel like when they start to have revelations about themselves as a person and what they've become trapped in, right, what they've locked themselves towards, they are a little bit embarrassed, right, about how they showed up here. I also see this person wanting to tell you that everything that transpired had nothing to do with you, right? They were just operating out of the self that they felt most comfortable with, right? Where they felt safe. It was their safe place to be this person. It was irrational. Okay. And then we have legal card here. So I see this person wanting to balance out the scales. Okay. If you will allow them to. So let's hop over to the extended. Okay. I definitely want to see what the hopes for the future of this connection is on this person's end. Okay. Let's also see what karma this person has experienced or will be experiencing in terms of their changes, right? We have levels to this. I want to know if there's any karmic debt that they're needing to pay, and that will let you know if you're in close proximity anytime soon what this person will be dealing with in terms of energy that has the ability to be transferable. I also want to know what changes and transformation this individual has already completed and is near. Okay. So let's see how they have actually changed and if that actually works for you. That's how you will determine that. Okay. Let's see what their purest intentions are according to the divine. And then we'll get their specific next steps towards you. How are they going to move towards this? How are they going to approach you? What are they planning to do in order to get back in your space or in your good graces? This is just so that you can be prepared for this, this movement or this offer. I want to know what the lesson was. Okay. This is going to be the why. So why did this need to happen? Okay. We don't want any repetitive cycles. Let's also see, assuming that you've learned any necessary lessons, how does the divine suggest you approach the next cycle to ensure that your vibe is so high that it's invisible to all low vibrational and toxic energies. Okay. And then we're going to get right into new love. For those of you who are going to gracefully bow out of this one. We will look to see what the best possible outcome of the old thing is, and then we're going to see what the new has to offer for those of you going in the opposite direction. Okay, so what does the next cycle look like? Okay, only the good stuff, only the new. Okay, let's see what signs of synchronicities will signify which person you should invest in. All right, I also want to see when you can expect to see this newer connection approaching. Okay, what would a life be like with this person if you did decide to invest? Okay, what would be the return on your investment? Let's also see, why are they single according to the divine and their exes? Okay, and what blockages or obstacles, red flags, etc., etc., do you need to be aware of so you can make the best informed decision for yourself in terms of the new people? Okay, you want to stay 10 steps ahead of that thing. We'll see what the potential is for union in the new thing as well, and we'll pull time frames for when your next long-term committed relationship will be, when the old person is coming back as well, and then we'll get some advice. Okay, so without further ado, click the like button as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'm going to put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. I'm gonna see y'all over there. Let's go cut up.